morning guitar. Today we have a big lesson. We're going to be learning about playing music in two parts. So last time we left off, we were talking about exercise 11 using notes on the first and second string, a little bit of review. Now we're going to take that review and we're going to put it into something new, something that is a little more guitaristic, maybe a little bit more complicated. What's going to happen is we're going to look at a combination of exercise 12, exercise 13, and then prelude number 1. And what we're going to see is in exercise 12 it says treble. In exercise 13 it says bass. And what you'll notice from the music once we look at it very closely is that exercise 12 is the melody. Exercise 13 is the bass part of what will be played at the same time in part 1 of prelude number 1. So we call this not just music in two parts, but two parts being played by one person, right? So I have my metronome set at 70, and I'm just going to slide it over here. I'm going to keep myself in the front, and what I'll do now is play along to exercise 12. For this one, we're just going to do alternating I and M, rest, stroke. So apoyando, picado, just I and M. Okay. 1, 2, exercise 12. With I, and we see that the next one starts with M, always keeping the alternating. And so we should feel and hear from that one that we ended on finger M in the right hand. So feel free at any point to pause that video, go back and play along with exercise 12. That's the very simple melody, Hal Leonard Book 1, early on, notes on the first two strings, not a problem, right? Exercise 13, this is the bass note that we're going to be playing now. We're going to play all of this with P, even though it's on the third string, pulgar. Okay. What you'll notice is that beat 1 is a rest. This was our quarter rest, so we start on count 2. And then we have tie notes. Remember that a tie note connects two of the same note, and it adds the value of the second note into the first note. So even though we see two quarter notes being tied over the bar line, this will still be worth 2 counts. And we actually end up seeing that becomes a pattern. This is a 2-count value. This is a 2-count value. This is a 2-count value. This is a 2-count value, 2-count value, 2-count. Basically, it's always a 2-count value starting on count 2 and on count 4. Easy to lose track as you go along, so I'm going to call out each line as I go. I'm going to play this again on 70. Remember that is P with pulgar. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We want to do this free stroke. 2, 3. Second line. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Third line. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. 2. Rest. 2, rest, 4. All right. So now we heard that one put together. Feel free at any point to stop that video, go back and play along with exercise 13. Really straightforward. Bulgara is going to be free stroke. So the notes with the thumb are free stroke. The notes with the I and M are rest stroke. Okay. Now this is asking us to use metronome 72, and I concur. So metronome 72. We're going to put that up. What you're going to do is once you, also definitely read over all this stuff. It's saying exercises 6, 8, 12, and 13 need to be really, really thoroughly good before you should move on. And that's really true of like any book. You should know the stuff that's happening first, early in the book, before you move on to the next thing. But what we're going to see now is that prelude number 1, part 1, is the combination of those two exercises, right? We see the notes on the top are exercise 12, and notes on the bottom of the staff are exercise 13. The difference that we're going to see now is that in this kind of music, notes, music in two parts played by one person, right? Solo style guitar. The melody notes to be played with I, M, and A are written with the stem going up, no matter where they appear on the staff. The notes with the stem going down are always played with P, pulgar, no matter where they are on the staff. And this is how we know which finger to use. So here we would have I, P, M, P, I, P, M, P. Noticing again because of the tie. And even though they don't look like quarter notes, we really are just playing in this particular exercise a quarter note rhythm because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, right? The difference is that because they appear on two separate parts of the same staff, the notation is written so that we can understand the value the note is supposed to ring out. So even though this is really a quarter note in terms of what we're physically doing, the stem, by going up, is allowing us to understand that this should be ringing for 2 counts, right? So we want it to ring for 2 counts. Same thing for this bottom one right here. It is a little bit tricky of a concept. I understand that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play through it now at the target tempo of 72. And at any point you can pause, rewind, and go back and try and play along with this as we go. Okay, so this is just part 1, prelude 1. Again, it's combining exercise 12 and exercise 13 into one solo style guitar part. 3, 4, 1, 2, here I go. Remember to alternate I and M. Second system. So I think about half of that I was playing the entire thing free stroke, and then halfway through I decided to switch to the rest stroke in I and M and free stroke in P, which is what you should really be doing. So I will play through that one more quick time, completely rest stroke with I and M and free stroke with P, paying attention to that close detail. Okay. 1, 2, here it is. Second system. So that was it. Feel free to play along with that last take. That was the technique, alternating I and M, rest stroke, and using P as the free stroke. Before you get up into prelude number 1, remember that you got to get down exercise 12 and 13. Not a problem. That's beginner guitar stuff, right? Nice review. Putting those two things together, though, in this prelude, that's the new thing.